What's up, y'all? It's Chief Solid, um, Black Hawk, um, back with another lesson. Before I start this lesson, peace to the ladies, peace to the fellas out there, peace um, to the Queen of Heaven and Earth, and all the Orishas. Peace to the planet, peace to the cosmos, um, and to the beings that are not in alignment with themselves, but all from over here. I would like to say peace unto you as well. um, so yeah, tonight I was sent a message by the Queen of Heaven and Earth, uh, which is believed to be a fire message, um, to talk about the number nine, right? Now, if you pay attention um, to how everything is, like I understand my mother, which is the Queen of Heaven and Earth, right? So everything that they do here on the land is her representations, right? It's representing her, but they put it in the public to be just a normal shit, but it's really representing her, right? Because in order for you to put out um, any information or any energy related to who he is, it's all gonna have to equal back into nine, which is the Queen of Heaven and Earth. Right, so you see the number four. A four, like I told you, a four is really a seven. So the seven is upside down, right? The seven is coming off the father line off the left hand, right? But if the four is connected, then that means it's going off the mother line. If the four is a little bit detached from the seven, then that means the father line is leading in that moment off the mother line, right? So um everything is gonna have to go back to the Queen of Heaven and Earth when we talking about numbers and shit, right? But if you look at the pattern and how everything forms, everything damn near forms into a nine. If you look at a four real good, it damn near look like a nine. And the reason why it looks like a nine is because it's bouncing off the father line and off the mother line, balancing off the third degree, the 1 degree, and the fourth degree, and off the 2 degree and the 5 degree. Right? It's balancing off of all those degrees, and once you balance off of all those degrees, it puts you in harmony and unity with the divine feminine source and the divine masculine source, which they would call the 360 degree. Right? So, um, this is what it is when we talking about the number nine, and why the number nine is the number of completes. Because I already talked about this before. I basically repeat myself, right? But I already talked about it before, about the power of the number nine, right? Now, if you look at the structure and how certain numbers is, well, like a 5 and a 2, I told you that a 5 is a cane flip off the right hand off the mother line. So you flip the 5, uh, you got the 2, which is the left hand off the father line. Then you flip the 2, you got the 5 off the right hand off the mother line. But if you connect those two, if you connect the canes together, if you connect them together, it makes a 9, right? But by you detaching them away from being connected as one, it has a certain degree and has a principle to it, right? So that's why certain numbers carry certain weight over the other, right? Because it's a cane flip, right? So you can bump off the right hand off the mother line, and then you can bump off the left hand off the father line, and you bumping off of both, right? You bumping off of both. That's mean you bumping straight, right? But when you align the two together and understand the energy, and you know how to be able to know what energy you bouncing off, right? That's when you connect the whole dot to where you reach the state to where you in your completed state, which is when you connect the canes together to make the nine, right? Because if you look at a nine and a six, the nine is going off the left hand and the six is going off the right hand, right? So that will basically mean that the nine is representing the father line, then the six is representing the mother line, because the six is connecting to the Star of David, which would be the 6-point star. Right, and then you have to remember that the Star of David has 12 lines, and those 12 lines represent the 12 zodiac signs. Right, so it's giving you the completed definition of how the divine feminine source and the divine masculine source come together. Right, so I basically damn near just told you what I was just trying to tell you, but that's just what it is. Right, and then you got um, the 5-point star, right? And it has 10 lines. Okay, so 10 plus 5 is 15, right? So you got the 5-point star, right? And then you got the open gate in the middle, which has 5 lines, and then 10 plus 5 is 15. So that's 5, 5, 5. So that's the double mother knot, right? So when you having uh numbers appearing in threes, right? One side gonna represent the father line, the other side gonna represent the mother line, and then the number in the middle is basically like the open gate, right? So basically, when you looking at the number 5 and how it look, you basically looking at 555, which is the double mother knot. So the middle part is the open gate. Right, so that's a representation of the father line and the mother line bouncing off of each other, which is creating an open gate, which will be the portal of life. That's what that is. Right. So when we uh when we getting in when we getting in to the number 9 and the power of the number 9, um this is this big mama shit. The queen of heaven and earth, my mother, that's her shit. Right? And I'm paying attention to shit and I'm realizing how everything is connecting back to her. Everything. Everything far as from a numerological level is all gonna relate back to her. And everything is gonna equal into 9. No matter if you try to break it down in one sentence, then connecting that is all gonna equal into 9. Because 9 is the number of completion, and I just explained why 9 is the number of completion. This is just what it is. Look at it for yourself. Cause I paid attention. I caught on, you know, because she told me that I needed to check this shit out and find out what all this shit mean. Right? That's why you know, like Rod Hayes, that brother, he had already told you most of this shit I'm telling you, but you know, a lot of people just don't get it. But this is what it is. When you start knowing this type of shit, this when they gonna call you crazy. Right? Or think you making this shit up in your head, but it's just what it is. Right? So I'm not seeing things in the way that everybody see them. These numbers is representing the family, us, the organic beings to the land. These are family symbols, bouncing off the mother line and bouncing off the father line. This is what this shit is representing, right? And we are not aware of this, right? Because we didn't know that, you know, we was the people that we is. That's why we, you know, never catch on to this shit, you know. But this is what it is. That's why that's why I said, if you don't know about numbers and don't know what numbers mean, you shouldn't speak on them. Because a lot of people talk about gematria and how they use numbers to cast spells onto people, right? They can do that, but if you don't know what these numbers mean and how they connect together, then you don't know what the fuck it is. You have to know what the numbers mean. Because all of these numbers represent something. You just have to know what it means in order to know how they using this shit. Right? And then you don't even know that they can use people names. Right? Because your name can spell out a certain number. It can represent a certain energy. Look, you didn't even know that, yeah. Your name can be just as powerful as the number, as far as to an energy standpoint. Right? So it's a lot of different things that's going on with that you ain't even aware of, but you think you know what's going on because you see the number 9, right? Because everybody say okay, the 9 is the number of completion, but if you don't even know what the number 9 is, really what it really represents, or why it's even a number of completion, then how you know it's a completing number? You have to know, because then you just putting out false information, making up shit in your head. You know, but uh, this the queen shit. This her shit, right? Everything is going back to her. When we talking about numbers, and we talking about what they mean, it's all going back to her. People keep thinking that the queen of heaven and earth ain't real, like she don't exist or something. All right. You keep thinking she don't exist until you start looking at shit. Then you like, damn, she is real. We've been telling you she was real. You just didn't want to believe it because you ain't, you know, aware of who the fuck you is. That's why you wouldn't want to believe it. Well, she exists. She's here. She everywhere. Nigga, your favorite store know who she is. That's why they name got their name, and that's why they use their colors. That's why the letters look the way they do. Why certain things is spelt the way it's spelt. Cause they know who she is. Now, people that don't know what this shit is, they always want to deem it as something bad, like it's Luciferianness, right? Like it got something to do with the devil. The reason why people perceive these things to be um, a form of devil worshiping is because some in them know that this carries power, right? So you see 666 appear in your peripheral vision, you gonna automatically think the mark of the beast, right? But for somebody that's bump straight and knows what's going on, you will know that's just a flip off the 9. It's just a flip. It ain't nothing that's representing anything that's demonic or dark. It's just a flip. So if I'm seeing 999, then that means I'm in my completed state. If I'm seeing 666, then that could possibly mean that I'm in tune with my feminine side. Right, so you flip the 6, and then you got the 9, then basically I'm in my completed state. So I was seeing the 666 while being on my journey, right, to enlightenment, and those were reminders to let me know that I was on the right path on my journey. And then a couple weeks later, I'll see the 9. Then that means I'm at, my highest state, my completed state. That's all that means, right? But somebody that ain't in tune, that don't know, they just gonna think it's bad if they see it, because you don't know shit. You don't know what shit is. That's how you could tell who are people and who ain't our people. I could tell, this real shit. I could tell if you are people just by looking at you and just by hearing how you talk. Right? Somebody that's um, always trying to say things to sound a certain way, or carry themselves a certain way, or they always have a problem with a certain way that a certain person do a certain thing. I could tell you ain't from over here. I could tell you ain't our people. Motherfuckers claim they so smart. You claim you got your GED, right? You got your bachelor's. You got all this old shit. You graduated. You did all this shit they told you to do. And you still don't know what the fuck a number mean? How the fuck is that possible? How don't you know what a number mean? Why do it take a motherfucker like me that ain't never graduated, ain't never went to college, don't have no GED? Why do it take a motherfucker like me to tell you this shit? I shouldn't even know the shit I know. You supposed to know that. Now it take a motherfucker like me to have to tell you. That don't make sense. It don't make no bit of sense. But this is something that I damn near always was envious of. I was always envious of numbers. I always knew that it was something about numbers that stood out. Every number stood out to me. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17. Every number. Right? Because what I was doing was I was putting together what we mean. I had to put it together. But at the age I wasn't really at the age to where I could put it together that quickly. So I had to slowly read shit and try to find out what it was. Right? So now that I'm old enough and I'm mature enough and I understand shit, now I placed all the pieces together. And I know this represents the family, the tribe, and who he is. Right? But this is what it is, though. So the power of the number 9. Um, when you get into the power of the number 9, it's a lot of things that's breaking down its power and why it has its power. You just have to pay attention and know what you are being told. Mm. All right. And this is also why you have to understand more of what you are. Because if you understand more of what you are, you're going to understand what we are and how we do things. You're going to understand that. Because the queen of heaven and earth, she don't make no mistakes. When she picks something out, she don't do it just to do it. She do it for a reason. But it's up to us to be her sons and be her kids to figure out what she telling us. Right? Because if we don't figure out what we are being told, then it makes it more harder for the clan to get an understanding. All right, but if we are aware of ourselves and aware of who we are, and know that we are connected to what she's trying to tell us, then we'll be able to get what she's saying. Right? So a very long time we have never been able to figure out what she's been telling us. Right? Now it took all these years till now, the age we at now in this reality, now we figuring this shit out, what she been telling us for so very long. That's why I told you, that's why I gave a statement out on Freemasonry and told you that Freemasonry was not nothing bad. It's our shit. Because the Queen of Heaven and the Earth is giving you the information you need. Look at the G. She giving you the information off the right bump off the bottom to the left bump off the top onto the right hand. She's giving you the keys. She telling you what you need to do. Right? She giving you the keys and what you need to do to enlighten yourself and know who the hell you are. But niggas, oh no, that's the devil. Oh no, they Illuminati. They out here drinking bloods, selling souls and all. Don't know what the hell you talking about. Don't have a clue. But me being who I am, always being the one that's gonna discover something and want to know something, I put the shit together. I'm like, wait a minute. Why the fuck do this shit spell out free my sons? Right? The ma basically saying mama, right? Ma, right? Freemasons, ma. I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, okay, so that's saying free my sons. Then I'm like, all right. Then I'm looking at the color blue. That's the follow line, right off the left hand. So I'm looking, I'm like, oh, okay. So this is her telling us to, enlighten ourselves, free ourselves from this corruptive system. That's what she's telling us. Right? And then the symbol is the air and water symbol, which is coming from the Star of David, which would be the 6-point star. Right? Then you got the G in the middle, which is representing the Queen of Heaven and Earth. Right? Because gnosis, it spells out Isis, basically. So I had to tell you about that because a lot of people wasn't aware of what it represents. So I had to put a statement out, talk about what a Freemason really is. Right now, I told you got the 32 degree. The 32 degree, they ain't on our side. But the ones that's going up to 33 degree, yeah, they on our side. Right, but you have to be able to know why one will be against and one will be on our side. Related to the numbers, I know why, but others have to figure out why. Right, so you shouldn't put out information saying that something is bad if you don't know for sure if it's bad or not. You shouldn't do that because then you put yourself in a situation to where you're gonna look bad in the end. Right, because when a lot of motherfuckers start figuring out that the shit that they knew or they thought they knew was real and it was all bullshit, they gonna feel like the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. Right, because you got people out here that say they don't believe in zodiac signs. Well, motherfucker, do you believe in yourself then if you don't believe in your zodiac sign? Everybody know they have a zodiac sign, but how the fuck is you gonna say you don't believe in it? It represents something about you. Your zodiac sign is the reason why you act the way you act. Your zodiac sign is the reason why you have certain intelligence that you have, or why you get offended by certain things. All that's related to your zodiac sign. In most zodiac signs, some zodiac signs are feminine and some zodiac signs are masculine. If you coming, if you a Virgo, then that means you bumping off the father line and off the mother line. If you a Sagittarius, then you basically the fireman. You the man walking with the flame on the top of your head. You the one that's here to gain knowledge in everything you do. That's what you is. What they show you in the Masonic books. If you a earth sign, that means you earth man. You got to do the steps. You got to complete the four corner square. That's what you got to complete. So you got to do the steps, and you got to connect everything together um, to be in alignment with who you really are. Sometimes I be asking myself, like, damn, how you know all this shit? Cause this is some highly, it's some highly classified shit, you know, nigga. How you know all this shit? I'm just paying attention to detail. I'm listening to what the queen is telling me to do. I'm studying this shit. I went months and months on studying physics, right? Going through the ups and downs, trying to figure out what this shit is and how to place this shit together. And now I figured it out. Also, it's important, like I said, when we knowing who we is and knowing who our people is, it's important to pay attention to how people moving and what they doing. Certain people psychologically, metaphysically, they operating off the left hand, right? And then you got some people psychologically and metaphysically operating off the right hand, right? So for me, I've always been right-handed. Anything I do, far as from a sports level or just a nerve level, I've always been more of a right-handed person. And the reason why I'm a right-handed person is because I come off the right hand, right? So something in me knows that the right hand is the right hand, right? It's the right one. It's the one that makes the most sense, and it's the one that has the most value, right? But what I can do is about operating the two to where I can make the left hand just as much as important as the right hand, and that's how I bump straight, right? Because operating off of one side is not going to be as effective because you have another side to operate off. So you have to match both sides so you can put both in tune with each other. right? So you have certain people that came here off the left hand and they just automatically left-handed, right? And if you pay attention to the steps they making and how they moving around, you can tell they ain't from over here. If you pay attention, right? So this is how you can tell people apart from who us and who ain't us. Cause all this shit is metaphysical, scientific. A lot of people they talk about clones and all this old shit, right? But they don't really understand it though. So I say you have to pay attention to people. Um, this is basically um what I've been telling you. Like I said, in some of my recent videos about shit. That's what I say. I'm just repeating myself. But like I said, I guess I don't be giving enough definitions. Not saying that what I was saying was wrong. It's just I ain't saying enough, right? Cause for me, I don't like to talk. So after I say what I gotta say, I get on. But I guess I'll be having to give more examples and definitions of how shit work, and you see I'm doing that if you pay attention to what I'm saying. Mm. So yeah, what you need to do, or what you should do, is study numbers. Study how numbers come together, and then start paying attention to why they use numbers, right? And then after you study the numbers, study the colors behind it, right? Relating to a certain place you go to or a certain place you see, right? Because the number is going to connect to the color, right? The number is gonna connect to the color, whether in a positive way or in a negative way, but it's gonna connect to it. All right. Right, and then you gonna have to study colors and then know what colors mean. Cause then if you know what colors mean, you gonna know how to connect to the number. You know. So that's important. That's important for you to study. So you know how everything going, and then it's gonna let you know how angel numbers work and why you receiving angel numbers. Because I also told you as well that is no necessary thing as or no such thing as angel numbers. You think it's some advanced angels that's assigned to give you messages, right, to tell you what's going on. That's not the case. The synchronicities is being created by you, who you are, and what you doing, and the steps you making spiritually is what's gonna create the synchronicity. So, like I said about the four corner square, if I'm connecting the square, if I'm aligning with all the lines to the square, I'm going to be able to go into higher dimensions to where these numbers is going to reflect the dimensions that I'm going into. So if I'm seeing 555, right, that means I'm aligning with the mother line and off the father line. Because like I told you, 5 is a cane flip. But seeing the 5 appear, meaning I'm going in the right direction off the right hand, off the mother line. That's what that means. Right? Then if you see 222, you on the right path on the father line off the left hand. Off the left cane off the 5. That's what that means. It ain't no angels doing that. It's you and who you are. And the steps you taking that's creating this synchronicity. There's no angel doing that. That's where people get shit mixed up at. Cause you got to remember, you are a angelic being. We know that, right? Right. You are an angelic being. So if you are a angelic being, why the fuck do you need an angel to tell you what you are? Why you need that? You know what you are. You the angel. You the one that's creating a different reality for yourself. You the one doing that every day. You doing what you do every day, right? You got the information. You doing certain shit. You doing. Why the fuck would you need somebody else to tell you if you on the right path or not? You should already know. You shouldn't have to have another source tell you where you at spiritually. Right? You don't need that. Cause then you gonna basically look at these angels as your guiding counselors. Right? So if you fucking up and doing bad shit or doing shit you shouldn't be doing, you gonna be looking to them to tell you what you need to do better at. When you already know what you need to do better at, just stop doing it. That's it. right? There's no being that's responsible for that shit. It's all you. It's all you. All right, but about to go ahead and get off of here. Peace to the ladies, peace to the fellas, peace to the queen of heaven and earth, peace to all the wishes, peace to the planet, peace to the cosmos, peace to them Black Hawks out there. From one conscious mind, we all got each other. One conscious mind to another, we all got each other. Great minds think alike. Two great minds is greater than one mind, but one great mind is greater than no mind. One mind tells all, but two minds speak a little. With all being said, this is Chief Solid on Black Hawk. Y'all be safe out here. I'm out. Peace.